All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our fourth online lecture, the topic of which is Marx and his thoughts on commodities. And we're going to be focusing on the issue of commodities for two reasons. So, one is that understanding how Marx conceives of commodities and their values is really, really crucial to understanding his theory of exploitation. You really won't be able to explain how and why Marx thinks that workers are exploited under capitalism unless you understand his thoughts on commodities. And then, secondly, we're talking about commodities uh, in order to understand his argument that commodities are fetishized under capitalism. And we'll explain what exactly that means toward the end of this lecture. Okay, let's start with some basics. And so we're going to start by talking about what is a commodity and the different values it has. Now, for some of you, we might have already gone over this in the in-person lecture, but even if that's the case, I think it's important to go through this again because this is the foundation upon which Marx's theory of exploitation is built. And since you're going to be writing your first paper on his theory of exploitation, it's really important to have a good understanding of what Marx means by a commodity and the different values it has. So to start with, Marx wants to say that the starting place to understand the dynamics of capitalism is with the circulation of commodities. And then he goes on to define a commodity as any external physical object that through its qualities satisfies human needs of whatever kind. So it's something that exists in the world that has certain properties, and those properties satisfy or serve some need that we have. Now, this is a pretty general definition of commodities, but we can think of some examples that help kind of ground this abstract concept. So food is external to us, but it has qualities that satisfy some of our human needs. Um, Pens are external to us, but they have qualities that satisfy needs that we have. In this case, the ability to write things down on paper. Airplanes are external to us, but satisfy the need that we have to move from one place to the other. So a little bit of a general definition, general in the sense that it's a little abstract, but when you start thinking of what this means in concrete terms, I hope it makes sense. All right, so now we have a sense of what Marx means by commodities. Now, he also wants to say that there are three different types of values that attach to a commodity and through which we can value them. The first of which is use value, and this refers to what a commodity allows us to do, which is, in other words, how it is useful to us. So, for example, we talked about a pen as a commodity. Well, a pen is useful to me because it allows me to do something, to be able to write things down on a piece of paper. Similarly, a phone has a use value in that it allows me to communicate with people who aren't, physically close to me. Now it allows me to access the internet, has a camera, and all these things that my phone allows me to do all trace back to the phone's use value. So when you think use value, think of how and why is a particular good useful to me. Now, use value is a qualitative phenomenon in that it traces back to the qualities, the physical qualities that a particular commodity has. And those qualities tend to be distinct from one another. So food is a commodity, right? Because the physical properties of food, right, allow it to satisfy my need for nutrition and to quench hunger. Pens also have a use value, but it's qualitatively different from that of food and I just can't substitute one for the other. Okay. Pens allow me to write on paper. Food allows me to get nutrition and not be hungry, but I just can't switch those. I can't write on paper with food, nor can I quench my hunger by eating pens. So when you think use value, think this is a qualitative phenomenon. Its use value relates to the qualities of a particular product or good. The second type of value that a commodity has is exchange value. And this refers to how much of one commodity I can exchange for another. So if I have pens on the one hand and iPhone on the other, there is a certain amount of pens that I could exchange for one iPhone. It's probably going to be a lot, 10,000, 100,000, something like that. But in theory, I could trade a lot of pens for one iPhone. There is some sort of basis upon which I can make exchanges between these different things. Similarly, if there's some ratio that exists between how many iPhones it would take to exchange for, say, one car, and then how many cars would it take to exchange for one house. So when I'm talking about how much of one good is worth a certain amount of another good, then we're referring to exchange value. And unlike use value, which is qualitative in nature, exchange value is quantitative in nature. And as Marx says, it does not refer to or contain an atom of use value. It's just strictly quantitative. How much of good X is necessary to get a certain amount of good Y. But then you can raise the question, okay, if good X has these qualitative properties and good Y has these qualitative properties and they're distinct, how is it possible that we can come up with a quantitative exchange between these qualitatively different things? So I have turnips, you have an extra phone line around. These do radically different things, qualitatively distinct. But how is it possible that, again, at least in theory, I could trade a certain amount of turnips for an iPhone? And to see how Marx answers this question, we have to then look at the third form of value that he identifies. And this he just refers to simply as value. And for Marx, a commodity's value is essentially its price. And its price then is the basis upon which exchange values can be derived. So if one good is $10 and then another good is $100, then I know it's going to take 10 of the $10 goods to exchange with one of the $100 goods. If one good is $2 and the other good is $4, then I know it's going to take two of the first good in order to exchange with one of the second ones. So price functions as a shorthand way of letting us know what the exchange values are of these different goods and commodities. But what is the source or the basis of a good's value, of a commodity's price? And this is an important question for Marx because if we are going to make these quantitative exchanges between qualitatively different goods, right? If we're going to exchange different use values, for Marx, the only way that's possible is there must be something in common between these different goods, these qualitatively different goods, in order for us to make exchanges between them. If there wasn't a common property, then there's no way to treat apples as oranges and vice versa, and to exchange those two things. So what is this common value that allows for exchange values to take place between qualitatively different goods, between different use values? We will answer that question in the next part of the video.